Métis Manitobans are calling for their identification cards to be accepted as legal identification. With a growing 47,000 Métis citizens, people say it's time. The CBC's Joanne Roberts explains.
This is Holly Plouffe's Manitoba Métis card.
It's my identification as a Métis citizen that was issued by the Manitoba Métis Federation.
She uses it as a primary form of identification. She found out over the holidays many places, like the liquor mart, don't accept it.
The lady asked me for a form of ID, and I produced my Manitoba Métis Federation card, and she said no. She said it has to be a government-issued card. And I said, it is.
The Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Corporation accepts different forms of ID. It needs a photo and proof of age. The MMF card has both. When her card wasn't accepted, Plouffe says she was shocked. Even though she has other forms of ID, she says it's important the card is recognized officially, and accepting it means accepting her as a Métis citizen.
I've been not identifying as a Métis person for all of my life, or until I got this card. So now I identify as I should be as a Métis person.
David Chartrand is the president of the MMF. He's frustrated the card isn't universally accepted as a form of ID. It causes problems for our citizens. For some, the Métis card is the only photo ID they're able to get.
A lot of elders don't have driver's license, so how they come into a store somewhere and show their ID, or to a bank, they don't have no picture ID.
Chartrand says he's in discussions with all levels of government. He's advocating for them to recognize the Métis identification, just like the secure certificate of Indian status is recognized.
So without question, there should be no hesitation to acknowledge and recognize these cards as official identification.
I am a Métis citizen. This is my identification.
A Métis card is an accepted form of ID by Elections Canada, but it's not accepted as government-issued ID by the province. The Liquor, Gaming and Cannabis Authority of Manitoba says it's thinking about including other forms of ID in the future. Joanne Roberts, CBC News, Winnipeg.
And yes, Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries says its accepted IDs, the list of them is based on requirements it receives from the Liquor, Gaming and Cannabis Authority. And it also says it is working to have the Métis card included as an accepted form of identification at liquor marts.